Is that recording now?
I think so.
Is it recording now?
We had a rough time with this one.
Try it now.
We just thought you wanted the open jingle there. You know?
It was the Jim and Terry Show, struggling desperately to hit record, and I thought I did, but on my record button is an asterisk key. And I kept on
swear
hitting.
at me, Terry. I'm trying.
I kept on hitting the backspace key or the dash. It's all beside the asterisk. We are still recording.
Man, there you go.
Keep an eye on this thing. It's unpredictable and unreliable, just like us in our old age.
Yes.
Oh, did you tell our studio audience about your drive? You got to start with our drive.
Yeah.
You came in wound tighter than a drum.
Well, I did because I do believe.
I thought Alex Jones was at the door.
Well,
here.
just outside of Argyle, coming here, and that's a long way from here.
Yep.
Almost all the way to here, there was a combine, one of those great big tractors, and it just blocked the road, and it was hundreds of cars behind. And
almost blocked 2 full lanes?
Yeah, it was just gigantic, and I was just mad. I thought, who would do this? Like, pull over, let the lane go for a while. And I could hear people in my mind saying, oh, no, share the road. I'm all for sharing the road. Don't hog it for 25 kilometers. And so I was getting madder and madder and madder as I was trying to get here and stuck in this traffic. And then I started reasoning myself out of it, thinking, well, it might not be a farmer. This looks like a new rig. Maybe it's a rented rig and it's being delivered, or it's a new rig being delivered.
This is Jim trying to de-escalate himself from his road rage.
Well, even farmers in the area, if you're going to be moving some really big equipment, I really wish you wouldn't do it in rush hour. And I don't think I would. With all honesty, I think I'd get up at 4, get out the door, get the wife or whoever to drive and meet me there, take the combine there, hop in the car, go home and sleep for another hour if that's what you want to do, or have breakfast. Doing it in rush hour, that drives me nuts. In this particular case, it was ridiculous beyond words, because I'm all for sharing. And we do it where I live. We're country. So, sometimes you just got to be patient and you share.
I wish we could have had a drone view of the traffic. You said there was an excess, you estimate. I don't know how good your estimation is, but over 100, you said?
I would think 100 anyways, I think. And now I might be exaggerating. It was only 60. I don't know. It was a lot of people. And even school buses will pull over. Now, you made the suggestion maybe it wasn't so easy to pull this sucker over because it was big. And I agree, but I was looking at various places where you could just pop in, get off there. The truck behind could get off, for sure. It was skinnier. The combine, it needed some room. But every now and then pull over, let 60 cars go by, and then pull back out like the school buses do.
So there are limits to our patience on the road when we understand that farmers do feed cities, and they need to do whatever that is they're doing. You're just suggesting... Could you have gotten up at 5 and done it between 5 and 6?
We're not talking all the time here.
Yeah.
We're not even talking every
season.
day. You take the combine there, you don't finish the job, you leave it there. You don't bring it back home.
No.
So every now and then you might say, you know what, I'm going to need this thing Monday. It's Saturday at 11 a.m. Let's take it now. And, we'll park it in the field and we'll come home. Doing it in rush hour drives me nuts. Whoever was moving this thing, whether it's their boss saying, get this over there now, it was just selfish in my opinion. And it wasn't selfish in me saying, come on, I understand we need to share the road. I don't mind being delayed. But when you're bogging down a whole highway for 20 kilometers
I'm
or
going
more.
to think that there are about 10 farmers who all have an interest in this particular device hitting their fields, and everybody's waiting. Somebody's got to start, and somebody's got to be first, and somebody's going to be last.
Delivered at 4. Delivered at 4. Yeah. There's your first drop at 4.
Yeah,
and if you're just delivering it for a company, well, just make compensation for that. Don't take it in rush hour. It doesn't make sense because you're also putting all these other people out who need to earn money to buy your product,
who are going on their cars to work or doing whatever they do.
Yeah.
Okay, that was.
So I was upset when
you
they
were
came
wound
in the door.
up.
Yeah.
Whoa, you were the Alex Jones coming at the back door.
I'll tell you what I'll do.
Oh, that's right. You had to be grounded, and you had a case of what do you call it? The hangries.
The angry?
Hangries, when you're hungry and angry.
Oh, and I was hungry.
Hangry.
And you made me wonderful eggs and some sort of
you did calm down by the end of that. I don't know whether that was
fried
grounding
onions and toast and a cookie.
You seemed to calm down. You had
and
your way.
Baileys. Baileys.
Well, that sure helps.
The Baileys.
All right. This is the dreaded political, cultural, anything you go podcast, and I sort of introduced one, but we got off tangent when we talked about Polyev trying to introduce 2 motions to defeat the Trudeau government. Both were turned down by everybody else in the House, but Pierre Polyev and the Conservatives. So that was interesting to me.
And I said they probably made a bundle of money doing that.
Yeah, because it's grandstanding, it's stagemanship, it's whatever you call it, propaganda.
And everybody who hates Trudeau
gets behind it and does. Okay, speaking of hating Trudeau, we've been reading about this and coming out in drips and drabs about the influence of Russia propaganda on the hate Trudeau bandwagon, finding its way into right-wing media in Canada and on the international scene down in the States as well. So the hate on for Trudeau, is that manufactured rage or is it based on reality?
Well, who's spreading the hate?
The far right, the Conservatives.
Okay. So if there was interference, I think there's a good reason to be mad. You don't have to be hateful. That's got to be looked into.
Yeah.
Other than that, if it's real, fine. If not, I don't know. We had a show a little while ago where I said we're being played, all of us.
Yeah.
We're just being played.
Yeah.
And to the point where you're saying we're all going to have an collective nervous breakdown if we don't just start turning things off. And it's funny because it was Pierre Elliott Trudeau. His advice to school kids were, shut off the news.
Yeah.
You don't need to listen to this stuff. And so I guess it was bad back then too, but
It's
now
always-
we're the seniors.
Yep. It's
But
the
we're
same
being
thing.
played.
Yeah. To what extent you're being played depends on what media you consume, I still believe, largely, because the influence of Russia propaganda peddling, $10 million is the figure that's being distributed among Canadian right-wing media, and it's down into the States by the same people who, strangely enough, Kit Canada or Cat Canada is one of the personalities. She's a Russian who has orchestrated some of this distribution.
Well, let's just look how played we are. And this is everybody listening. Just think about it. All your opinions are being given to you. You're absorbing what they're giving you. Russia, we got to hate Trudeau, left wing. See, Russia's trying to get a left wing guy in there. Well, they're the ones who backed Trump. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, so now they want a right wing guy there. We're being played. It's divide and conquer, and it's worked. We have no in between. There used to be, conservatives, liberal, and the NDP type. There was the 3 parties in Canada, and now there's nobody in between. It's just one extreme or the other, and we've been maneuvered that way. Divide and conquer.
I think there is a middle, and I think we're going to have to find it, and I think the
I agree
sooner
with
we
that.
do is better. I do think that the lack of a middle is because the right has moved right, not because the left has moved left. And my argument in support of that would be that there are, in the American case, very few Republicans. Have you seen the list of former chiefs of staff, generals, former people in his administration who have all written to say he's not qualified? This is Trump in America, to lead America.
He's not.
He's not. You and I have believed that. Are we being played by saying he's not, or have we seen that?
No, maybe. I'm not going to be so arrogant to say, no, I'm not being played. They don't care who they're dividing, as long as we're divided. They couldn't care less.
I'm not sure about the being played when we hear with our ears and we see with our eyes.
Yeah, in that particular case, I have to agree with you. I know I have been accused of you brainwashing me.
Yeah.
I'm still a conservative person.
Yep.
But I've heard with my ears and I've seen with my eyes what I don't like. And I just don't like that. This whole playing the Haitians, that probably made Trump millions of dollars, is disgusting.
It is
And
disgusting.
even to this day, I heard this morning,
Still?
he's going to send them away.
Yeah.
They're here legally. And the community has said they're hard-working people here legally.
And it's a Republican mayor and it's a Republican governor.
Yes, they need these workers. They're hard workers.
Yeah.
And you'll find a lot of immigrants are hard workers.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, they laugh at us. Not in a laughing at you more than, let me put it this way. I knew a guy from China or someplace, Vietnam, I don't know where it was. He came over here and made money like a snap your fingers. He said there's no easier place in this country than in this country to make money. It's easy. And they view our freedom as, you're not going to do it, I'll do it. You need the crops pulled? I'll do it. I got 5 other people in my country who'll come and pull those crops for that amount of money. Okay, and they bring them over. You know what I mean? And it was all the way back when I was a kid. Oh, those Italians, they ditch diggers, and they have gardens in their backyards. Well, what a brilliant thing to do. Have a garden in your backyard, make smart. And digging those ditches, they all ended up buying their own businesses, and now they control construction pretty well. And I don't mean that in a negative way,
Right.
and maybe they don't. But the idea is they don't come over here and just suck on the teat of our system. They contribute to the system. You know what I mean? Yeah, and when they get a job, like I know a Mexican person here, the Mexicans, there's a number of them still here. Some of them had to be deported. They had to flee the tyranny, but they got jobs right away. They got jobs, and moved up the ranks in those jobs. You know why? Because they work and they put the time in.
So the anti-immigration rant seems to be a fairly right-wing kind of anger, stoking the anger of those who said they're taking our jobs, they're replacing us.
Yeah.
All right. Did you catch
in this particular case? I would have to say but that's where again we're being played. You got the people that leaned in that way. You got to keep them that way. So everything is a major problem.
Yeah, you got to keep them stoke the rage.
And then you got people like Trump who cannot say I was wrong or I'm sorry.
He can't say the truth.
Say that.
He can't say the truth. Okay, what about the vice presidential debate?
I thought Vance won it, but I
on what basis? When you say it's like Jim made a good sermon. What do you mean by the word? Won
Okay,
it?
here's what I look like. Here's what I feel.
I know what
when you
look
looked
like,
at
my friend.
Vance, he looked very confident, very, very thing, and our other friend did not. Vance lied. That's what they do.
The whole thing.
And he also, but he doesn't care. It's like somebody said, he's put on this persona. He's a caricature. So he's in a fake world, and he will excel at that. But I do think Vance won it if somebody won it. I don't think Waltz, is it? What's his name? Waltz. I don't think Waltz lost it, really.
No, he didn't.
Yeah,
in fact, I'd say he won it. I'd take the contrary view and say this. He got him with the mark
when
he asked the question.
He did that.
Did Trump win 2020?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm looking for the future. I'm not dealing with. Yes, you are, because that's not going away. January 6th is still here.
Yeah. You keep
Jim and Terry Show.
You keep getting the last word. Are you timing this? I don't know something about it.
I'm listening to the music. Exit strategy. Bye-bye for now.